Ah, the Dark Ages. Good times. Oh, and here's some things you can do in the new Doom. If you hold down the button for the shield throw instead of tapping it, this gives you direct control over the flow of time for a few seconds. You can still fire the weapon in your other hand while you do this though, so I often found myself using it more like a toggleable bullet time effect to line up shots, rearrange some faces. It's especially useful with the Impaler since its heavy spikes have a big drop to account for. Or you could use this shield throw primer to create your own mid-battle cinematic spectacle moments, because it's good for your health to sometimes slow down, take it easy, bask in the hellscape. Now we have to talk about the Doomslayer's feat. The completely free weapon you have equipped on you at all times is the girthy weight of your stomp. The higher the drop, the larger the impact. These weighted landings will insta-kill any grunt units near you, and can even stagger larger enemies. All you technically need is any elevation above neutral flat ground, so even a tiny 1.5-foot hill is sometimes all the Slayer needs to slay. Since even his jumps are deadly, you might start seeing the environments as little ramp opportunities all over the place. So I was going to make a Tony Hawk's Pro Slayer mock-up right here, then I remembered, wait, never mind, they already did the thing! Something else you can do in the air is to use the shield charge forward move on an enemy to shorten the distance to the ground. But this also hits with the shield's charge attack plus the momentum of the slam immediately after. If Doom Guy weighs enough to simply jump to detonate demons, how in the world does this dude swim? Throwing out your shield benefits from your movement, since you can scoop up extra enemies on its return. Or instead, you can press the block button at any moment when your shield is flying to immediately rip it right back to you. This lets you use the shield throw more frequently and play a bit faster, since other than your free jump attack, your shield throw is the best way to handle those lesser demons. Your shield can also be bounced off of surfaces at certain angles. Like if you adjust your aim down just a little bit, you can deflect it off the floor. That lets you hit some angles that would normally be impossible from where you're at, like banking it up a faraway slope or a set of stairs. If you fall below what seems like around half health though, grunts will then spit out some healing globules for you. How nice of them. But if you upgrade the combat shotgun with the incendiary effect, you can use that on grunts to then provide armor for you instead. On bigger boys, I like to lock them in place with the shield, light them on fire, and then turn them into little armor vending machines. Enemy projectile attacks that look like electric barriers will fully stop your shield throws or shots from passing through them. You can kill most anything though with just parries if you deflect back the green projectiles, and you can even parry a tank, which I'm glad is a sequence of words. Those red projectile attacks that block everything can be passed through entirely unharmed though, if you use the shield charge. If you get lucky or just happen to time the shield charge perfectly, you can even parry back a projectile right when activating the shield charge to hit with both. Also, shotgun players are going to love the shield charge maneuver, because if you keep the attack input pressed throughout the entire shield charge animation, it'll immediately fire your weapon on the earliest possible frame, right when you're point blank mushed into them. Okay, now see this little face? You can change that face if you want to. Go into the options, then UI, and the face avatar style lets you turn the face off or change it to the pixely classic Doom Guy. Curious though, what was all of your first Doom game? Let me know. Mine was the original classic Doom, but the shareware demo version because no way moms was letting me get the real thing back then. Now I just got to play the new Doom as my job. Ha! If a larger enemy doesn't have active armor on, your shield throw can actually stick into them, tearing into their meats, while also snaring them in place. Some weapon upgrades synergize with this mechanic, like the grenade launcher splitting into multiple baby grenades when they strike the shield that's grinding into your target. The Shredder weapon also has a useful upgrade that'll make the bullets splinter off the shield, turning the target into a squished pincushion of projectiles. Needing to block will recall the shield back, so ideally use combos like this when there's not immediate death flying at your head. With the original Doom being one of the leading pioneers and advocates of the exploding barrel, they're made very powerful here in the Dark Ages. You can get these red barrels to work for you though with a little physics manipulation, instead of having to purely rely on where they chose to reside. Using that to full effect here, I don't know about you, but this situation is starting to feel like a trap. So let me do a bit of rearranging, move some of these down here. Okay, that seems about right. Now let's see if my first try gamer instinct served me right. Okay, here's a little bonus for those who didn't play the last two Dooms. But you can entirely disarm enemies. This will completely neutralize them as a threat if you pull this off, and you're free to just hang out with them for as long as you want, share cherished childhood memories, joyously frolic, or just really get to know each other on a deeper level. Alright, I told you the Dark Ages were a good time. Doom just happens to make them even better. Doom 2016 created a moment in time I regularly think back on. Doom Eternal cranked up that formula with crazy mobility. But Doom the Dark Ages, putting you back more on the ground with a focus on parrying attacks, avoiding projectiles, bullet hell style, and using your shield, makes this my personal favorite Doom campaign. The classic Doom games from the 90s naturally created an emphasis on dodging projectile attacks, and it's pretty cool how they implemented that here, by creating a system that also naturally encourages you to avoid or now exploit those flying projectiles. Although weapons lost their alternate fire button, the shield saw now on that input is something I ended up using much more often anyways. But since I got to play this early before any other opinions were out there, I'm wondering what you all think of Doom the Dark Ages. After you play some, give me your thoughts. Gotta give a thanks to Bethesda and id Software for sending this my way, and to you for watching this all the way to the end. By the way, I just got a new, pretty much a super computer. This is the first video I've done with it. This is all ultra nightmare settings, so how does it look? Okay, as always, I'm Alex, and I'll see you in the next one.